This is the first episode of Writer's Block. I'm sure, like 10 years from now.
Start, like, talk first.
There's no rules to this.
All right, I'm being petty.
There's no rules to this. So it's the first episode. So it's like the way we do this today, I'm sure will not be the same way we do this 10 years from now. And yes, I plan to have it running that long.
I mean, did I disagree? I didn't say anything.
I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know what's in my head. That's, you know.
I already introduced you, so now you can introduce me.
Well, got my girl, Diamond Skye. You're not even allowed to say it. You gotta spell it. You're not allowed to say the name. You just gotta, and don't forget to snap before the E. Always snap before the E. I missed it right there.
Diamond Skye.
Yeah.
Not even put no emphasis.
Don't ever say the name. That's the new rule on this podcast. You can't say the name. You're only allowed to spell it. Set in stone. Boom. Law. But I mean, just to give people a background on this, and who knows, like I said, we're starting this out. Who knows what this will turn into as far as, you know, structure, but like, I think it's a great idea, and that's all you need. All you need is a great idea and run with it. We'll figure it out along the way. But the main goal is just to help writers, help people become, I don't even want to say a better writer, but I would say a more comfortable writer.
Your path.
Yeah, somebody on their path.
Help somebody, I don't know, people, their ideas, everything, you know. I feel like they're already great. They just need some help. They have writer's block.
They have writer's block. Boom. This is help you get over your writer's block. Plain and simple. We'll keep it at that. Boom. Welcome to writer's block. I think that's a great intro. So, to help you get over your writer's block, I want to just give a quick thing on what I read today. Lately, I've been going back. I'm trying not to buy new books. I've been trying to go back and read a lot of stuff I already own. And one of my favorite books that I read is The Power of The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And I'm really big on, this is really the book that kind of made me become very aware of what information I took in, or what conversations I have with people, or what I talk about, or what I do when I wake up, or what I listen to. It was the book that really, this is even the book that made me get deeper into meditation, because I started looking out like how to control my thoughts and my brain, and, you know, brain health. And I believe meditation is a part of brain health. So this was the book that really kind of flipped that switch for me and really got me into meditation as well. But we had to think about, you know, the brain is broken down into, it's their conscious mind and your subconscious mind. And in this book, he explains, you know, the conscious mind's only job is to protect the subconscious mind from any false impressions that it may have. It's like the bouncer at the club, you know what I mean? It's like your conscious mind's like, yo, can you get in here? We're gonna let you in here. You know, you dress accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the bouncer. And, you know, so the conscious mind makes the choice of what goes into the brain. It's responsible for everything the subconscious mind, you know, sees and it hears. So when you think about it's, you know, it's like the actual choice of thought, you know what I mean? So when you think about the subconscious mind pretty much like controls our experiences. You know, our conscious mind don't control the experiences, the subconscious mind do, because that goes more into like feeling and emotion. And feeling and emotion is what creates the experience. So this is why, like, what you think about all day long really determines your, you know, your experience in life. You know, whether you think good or bad, you will always get the result of whatever you choose. This is why I'm always trying to like think positive. I'm a very optimistic person. Even in like when things are not going as great, I know, me sitting there thinking about how bad things are or could be does me no good. So your subconscious mind pretty much reveals everything you need to know at any moment of time, which is pretty powerful when you think about it. As long as you're open-minded enough to receive it, though. Like, if you're a closed-minded person, that's not going to work for you. So like I said, it's a lot where your reactions and your emotions come from, and it motivates you to do whatever it is that you want to do or have to do. So even as a writer, like he was like, I'm about to be I'm from today on out, I'm going to be a writer. This is why it became so easy. And this in the last, week or so much weight has came off my shoulders once I discovered, I'm a writer. Because it just took, the pressure off. It took the pressure off of it, honestly. So, if you say, hey, I'm going to be a writer. I'm going to write every day, Monday through Friday. That's a conscious decision, by the way. You're like, hey, I'm going to write every day from Monday to Friday, 5 days a week. Now, if you've never done this before, luckily I've already been writing, but if you're a new writer, you're like, all right, I haven't been doing this before. I've never done this before. I'm going to start this new habit of writing. And the subconscious mind is about habits for me too. That's where the habits come in, because even in my first book, I was talking about, putting good habits on autopilot. You can put bad habits on autopilot too. So subconscious mind even controls your habits of what you do every day. So, but if I say, hey, I'm going to be a writer, starting out, I can willpower myself into writing those first 3 days. I'm rolling. I wrote day 1, I wrote day 2, I wrote day 3. But Thursday, you're starting to get to that point where maybe you didn't get enough sleep, or you kind of, the emotional starts taking in. Man, I'm not used to doing this. Maybe you're struggling with ideas to write about, So it's kind of discouraging you to even write or continue to write. That's all in the subconscious mind. Say that.
How was that today? I feel like
I know, I can tell from your text message. I can tell from your text. That's why I was that's why I told you, it's what is the easiest thing you can do to make yourself feel?
No, because I already made the decision that I was in a bad mood. So I'm like, no, I don't want to write. I don't do nothing.
But that was a conscious decision, though. Now that you said it came from your subconscious, you was but you made the conscious decision, I'm not doing it because my subconscious mind is telling me I feel like crap or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even be front. And this is important because I kind of felt the same way a little bit myself. But after I got up, I worked out. I did, I stretched. Like I said, you say you normally don't do this by day 4. But if you make your goal something so small, hey, I'm going to write 5 sentences a day. Or I'm going to write a paragraph. That's about, 5 sentences a paragraph. You're going to literally, and that only takes what? It takes 3 minutes probably to write 5 sentences. But you're reprogramming your subconscious mind to all right, this is the habit I have now where I write a paragraph a day. And then those days that you're feeling really good is when you write 2 or 3 paragraphs, or and before you know it, you're y'all write a page a day, or I write 2 pages a day, because we're no longer resistant to that habit of writing. So, repetition programs the subconscious mind. It's like going into the bar. Like I said, you're in the conscious mind is the bouncer. You get into there, and the subconscious mind is like the bartender. You know what I mean? You got those people that go into the bar so much that the bartender already knows their drink. They already know, you don't even have to say anything. They just put the glass down with the drink in there, because that person goes to that bar that much. So you have to do the same thing for your brain and for your subconscious mind can serve you whatever it is that drink that you like to drink. And for us, it's writing. So, which goes back to you have to have a way to get into those habits of, or what makes you want to get into those habits that you like to do. You know what I mean? So it's, like I said, meditation. I wasn't feeling the best when I woke up. I was I know I started doing those things that made me feel good. like meditation, like working out, like this, and then you slowly start to realize you're turning in or putting yourself into that mood to get, you know, what you want, or even do the thing you want. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I think people have like 6,000 thoughts a day, so it would be yeah, on the low side probably. So I think it will be wise to control what you let in so you can put the right things out. So it's very important to have, you know, clean and clear information so you can form those thoughts, and which leads to the power hour, which is why I started doing power hours. You know, I had like a little mini power hour before this podcast, so I didn't have the full power hour, but, you know, I read, I listened to some good stuff, and that put me in the mood to record this. But yeah, so that's what I learned from Power of the Subconscious Mind, what I read today. That's all. Yeah.
You started talking about Power Hour. I feel like you should probably explain that, because I feel like Power Hour, especially when you like introduced it to me, like that's really a good way to kind of like I feel like personally, me as a writer, and when I get to a point when I feel like, oh, what am I supposed to write about? Like, where am I going? What's happening? I don't feel like this anymore. I just want to throw my computer. Like, I feel like that a power hour is a good way to kind of to decompress, but also to refresh your mind with good, like you were saying, like with good information or like quality information, but also a time for you to like do something you enjoy, relax, and still get that good information that you need. Yeah.
It's kind of like a workout, like, because I think the power hour can be whatever it is that you like to do or love to do. I believe a power hour could be, you know, implemented in any skill or hobby, whatever it's like, even like with basketball. If like I went and shot 200 jumpers for an hour, you know, that's my power hour. That helps me, whatever goal I have with basketball and like where it puts me, that 200 shots in an hour will make me feel that way. Same with, you know, writing. So what is the thing that gives me ideas to write? Because ultimately the thing is we need ideas. You got to have a way to generate ideas on a consistent basis so you can write consistently. So what is the things that make you think the most? And so when I do a power hour for writing, I do like 4 things. I like to read. So maybe I read 5 or 10 pages of a book, anything that makes me think. So like I said, I just read The Power of the Subconscious Mind, and that's what I took from it. And that was the idea I just talked about here in this beginning of this podcast. But I like to watch an episode of Jeopardy because obviously, you know, they're asking a lot of trivial questions, and I like to see how many I can get right because it lets me know I know more information. Huh?
Watching Jeopardy, so that I feel like that's such a collection.
Yeah, like because I would be at, like, when I was a sleep tech, one of my things I used to do before the patients got there, I would go turn on the TVs in the rooms and like turn on something like a neutral channel that I think like everybody can get down with. Like sometimes I turn on sports, like, hey, and if they change it, because most patients won't change the channel, like, or they're super comfortable, they will, but like sometimes just like they're so overwhelmed with having a sleep study, they're like, I don't want to do anything. I'm just here. I'm not gonna touch the TV. I'm kind of their brain's completely somewhere else than what's on that TV. But that's where I come in and make them feel comfortable and at home. But but sometimes Jeopardy would be on, and like I would just be sitting there getting my stuff ready, and I would watch it, and then I would watch Jeopardy at home, and I would just be like surprised how many questions I would get right. Not saying I'm like some genius or anything, but like some of these questions are pretty simple questions.
Yeah, at least it's one of those shows that it's not mindless, though. It's gonna make you think about some stuff.
Right. And you're gonna learn a lot of things from that show, like things you just never knew. And now you know these random facts, like, oh, I heard that on Jeopardy. So I like to watch an episode of Jeopardy because it's on Netflix now, so you can just go. It's like 20 minutes. Yeah. It's like they have like the Champions Run edition or something like that. So it's a very good. I like to watch an educational video or listen to an educational podcast, more so on like marketing or anything of that nature. And then I like to listen to some inspirational stuff. So, just like stuff that's going to put me in the mood to, just feel good and put my mindset the right way. And I write down whatever I take from what I just learned or what it makes me think about. And then I'm able to form ideas off that, and I can go write about them or talk about them on a podcast like this. And it just takes that pressure off of it. Like, all it takes is one thought. You know what I mean?
I have to, but no, for real, because I have to like disconnect, especially because I'm not a technology person, so I don't know, it's my glasses, like sitting in front of the computer is not good. But I did find one of my friends introduced me to how do you say this word? Binaural music.
Binary?
So it's like, yeah, no.
Like binaural?
Binaural.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not important. Well, technically it is. I'll figure out how to spell it. Music though, but it's something that it's music that has those brain waves.
Okay.
Waves,
so that. Like gives you like how many hertz?
Correct.
Yeah.
So when I take my nap though, and I'm not gonna nap the whole hour. I only nap for like 20 minutes. And I nap, I put it on that focus music, and it helps me to like decompress my body, disconnect completely from like what I'm doing, and really like refocus my mind. And more to me, it's like when you say like you meditated, like that's how like I need to just. It's more meditating laying down.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I use that kind of sometimes when I'm meditating. Those like the binaural sounds and things like the binaural music. Like I'll sometimes put on with the inspirational content. I'll have like the binaural music playing in the background as I meditate. So kind of like getting this inspirational thought with the binaural music and meditating, and I think so that's perfect, honestly. I think it is. It decompresses you. I think that meditation, at least for me, I'm sure with your nap, it's like you said, you need a way to decompress and disconnect. And I need that same thing to disconnect so I can go prepare myself to just like, I'm about to take in some bomb ass information.
Right.
And so meditation before the power hour. And I dance with different stuff. Like maybe I meditate after, or maybe I meditate before. Like it's you gotta see what makes you feel good. And go from there.
That's all I got, because I still kind of just want to throw my laptop. But taking that. Well, I guess it's really it's probably I'm not asleep. I'm just kind of listening to that focus music and centering myself, and then I keep my book. This is my notebook.
Keep a notebook on deck.
No, that wasn't funny. Come on now. It's a notebook. Oh my gosh. For notes. For all my notes. Hello. It's a notebook for all my notes. Wow, I'm over you. Either way. But when I get up from my nap, I write down like however I feel or whatever I'm thinking. So whatever was going on in my head, wherever my brain started to focus in on, I can properly digest that information and I write it down. That makes more sense since you missed my joke.
Okay.
The same thing you were saying about after you watch your Jeopardy. It's like, okay, I watched Jeopardy. I got all these good ideas and little fun facts. And now I'm going to go and I'm going to sit down and see like, oh, okay, now I'm going to go head first into what I'm doing. okay, now I'm gonna get my notebook and I'm gonna write whatever I'm feeling. Come on, Ray.
I mean, that's. I don't see the joke. I think that's a serious thing. That's a serious, like, yeah.
It's not. I mean, yes, it is. But I need you to nod and agree.
I do agree. That's why I'm like listening. I'm like to listen intently because, like, I agree wholeheartedly with that.
Yes. So yes. So after I nap, I write down how I feel. I see what I get from that, and then I kind of get a snack because I'm a snacker. I'm a snack writer. Like I gotta. It's not that good, so people don't blame me. Like if you get fat, no, I'm a snack.
It's a healthy snack.
True, you can get a healthy snack. I snack, and I'm like, okay, like where did I leave off in my writing? Let me see how I can get back into the mood of actually writing whatever it is I was writing, whether it be my poetry or my book or whatever.
You got some fire poetry, by the way. Just saying.
Well, thank you.
Just throwing that out there. Your writing's fire too, from what obviously I've read, but yeah, just wanted to hit that.
Book release day is steadily approaching. I think that was another reason why I did. Like back to what you were saying earlier, I think that was another reason why I kind of hit a wall today because I'm just like, like the release day is right there, and I'm just like, nope, I don't want to do this no more.
You got it.
It's that. I think that's another reason why we get writer's block, right? Because like, I always say like whatever your craft is, whatever you're special at is always like akin to your baby, right? Like if someone writer's block happens, I'm just like, no, like let me delete this.
Yeah, so you think it's trash. You feel like it's trash, like
exactly.
And that even goes back to the subconscious mind where you have to stop judging yourself. This is the book that helped me remove judgment, honestly. Like I think a person like that was one of my biggest takeaways from this book, not even just from writing, but just like from how I interact with people, from how I watch sports, from how I take in any kind of information or watch anything. It took away the judgment aspect of it once I understood how the subconscious mind and the conscious mind work. So taking it back to writing, when I do write and maybe it's not as fire as what I wrote yesterday, I'm like, so what? Like somebody else might think it's fire. You know what I mean? But like I just need to get that idea out. I just needed to get it out because if it was trash, then I'm that much closer to the next fire thing that I say. So it's like we have to remove that. Yeah, because I've been there. That delete, you hit that delete, but like, I don't want to say it like that. You just be like, no, just say it. Forget it. Like,
say whatever you want to say. I think that
there's no rules. You know me. There's no rules.
There are no rules to writing. I mean, well, you know that I struggle with that because I'm all like, I'm like technical when I write. I'm like, let me make sure my punctuation is right. Let me make sure my grammar and all of that. And I'm just like, and you always just be like, just write. I just like, I can't. It's just so embedded.
Because if somebody's judging me off that, like, somebody's like, hey, you spelled this word wrong or you used this word wrong. Like, did you missing the whole point of what I'm saying anyway? So you ain't my audience. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Like, you want to here, I'll give you re-edit it for me then. You know, if that's what you want to pay attention to. You be a professional book editor while I go ahead and write these ideas and write these bars. But yeah, if you want to judge me how I spell and like all that stuff can be taken care of after the fact. But I just need to get them ideas out of my head.
True. I mean, that's why they tell you like sometimes a lot of the times in school though they give a few good let me not say that. All my English teachers gonna be like, what? Only illiterate? But they did give us like good ideas and say like, you said it to me as well, like just write. Don't worry about punctuation, don't worry about spelling, don't worry about nothing technical, just write and keep writing until you can't write no more. And then once you're done, then you could go back, reread, and worry about spell check and all of that good jazz.
Yeah.
But you got to get the idea, like you said, you got to get the idea out first.
For sure. That's where it starts. It all starts with an idea. It all starts with a thought. It all starts with that bouncer at the club, like, yo, this is subconscious mind territory. I'm going to let you in here or not. Because what you talking about? You talking about good or you talking about bad? You talking about bad, you got a club down the street. But if you talking good, you can come on in. VIP. We got a drink waiting for you. It's called Rider.
It's also interesting that you said that too, because I feel like a lot of the information that we get is like these little tiny bits and pieces, right? Because of like social media and little articles and stuff like that. Like we're constantly like just with these tiny bits of information. And to have like a power hour, we are really focusing on like, what am I gonna, having a power hour, meditating before or after, really focusing on what it is that you want to come, the type of information that you want to come into your brain, instead of just allowing all these random thoughts to run rampant in your mind.
Yeah. That's why I'm so picky about people too that I talk to, because like I know a certain person will come drop some information on me, and I'll be like, man, I can't do anything with it. Like I only got some room for so much. Why did you drop that information on me? Like, no, because you dropped that on me, I may have missed out on some information I actually could have used. And that's what goes back to surrounding yourself with the right people. But if you if people are talking about things you don't want to talk about, or just look at this, or sending you information you don't really care about, that's not going to benefit for what you're trying to do. It's kind of like, yo, you blocking.
Also, that's a good tip. Turn all your notifications off. Like if you have social media or whatever, like just turn that off.
Yeah, for sure.
That's information that you do not need running through your brain.
Yeah, I agree totally. I learned that from one of my entrepreneurial coaches, and it just immediately changed my life. I just turned off notifications, and because I was really in the habit of trying to do, think on purpose and do on purpose versus just mindlessly doing stuff I don't need to do off just bad habit. And checking social media is just we react so much. I guess being proactive versus reactive, that was my goal. And you got your notifications on, somebody tagged you in this, or somebody sent you this, or boom, you go check. Now you're looking at the next thing, Before you know it, you're like, yo, I've been on this thing for 30 minutes when the person just tagged me in a 1-minute video. And it's yo, I'll get to that. When I'm ready to go to social media, I'll go to it on purpose, see what's there waiting for me. I try to keep it to a minimum. I still may get caught up in the swoop looking something else, but at least I know I did it on purpose. So you can kind of catch yourself.
Right. No, and I feel also that information is not important. For what you want to do, you're writing, and then you're getting a ding, 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 from your phone all of a sudden, and now your mind is not where it needs to be yet. You're not focused. It's not good information. Whatever it is, I promise, it's not good information. If it's on social media, it's probably 9 times out of 10.
Or it could just wait. It's not information that I need at the current moment. It's information. Whether I get that information that person tagged me in today, if I get that information tomorrow, it's probably not going to change much from when he sent it to me the day before.
Still gonna be a funny video tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be there. I'll wait. I'll check it out. I'll laugh. I'll respond. But today I'm doing this. I'm writing. I'm in my power hour. I ain't got time.
My bouncer.
I was like, yo, nah, dang. You ain't got the right shoes on, bro. You can't wear hats in here. You know how they did cats down in Arena District. You know how they did black folks.
No, I'm a couple years in.
I feel like it was still around. I mean,
nope,
I'm not.
No big clothes. Sorry.
What? Well, it was trash. It was overrated. You was gonna go somewhere and not hear people talk and get your shoes stepped on. That was the place for you. But
you think that I'm less likely to step on my shoes?
I'm not saying the whole purpose. I'm just, you know what I mean. I'm just saying it's overcrowded.
I go to the club, and you know I'm gonna have to. I just did my thing. Especially, that's what I was doing. This whole like in the beginning of you just chit chatting in a way. I'm doing my feet. Look, that's another thing that my power hour consists of. Like, how can I make myself feel good? So I want to write, and like having pretty toes. Like when I'm typing, I'm like, oh, look at my feet, they're so cute. That is just. It might be like weird to other people, but guess what? It works.
Weird at all.
It works for me.
Going on that, like yours for your toes. Like for me, I want to have a pair of shoes that I specifically just wear inside the house, because I realize when I put on shoes, specifically basketball shoes, I'm just more energetic and up to like, I'm not too comfortable of like, oh, I'm just chill mode. So when I put on my shoes, I'm always in that mode of like, you know, oh, I'm in action. And Deion Sanders, shout out Deion Sanders, he said, I heard him say once, he said, look good, feel good, play good, they pay good. And that's the same thing, you know, with your toes, with my shoes. You gotta feel good to do what you need to do. And it helps you feel good when you look good.
It does. Because when you feel good, you're just like, all right, I'm ready to crush it. I'm ready to go in. If I gotta bounce some people out.
Yeah, you gotta, hey. I was saying, like, I got my workout in, I meditated, hit the weights, hit the stairs.
People are gonna be writing and being like, look at my phone. Nah, I'm bouncing that out.
Yeah, like, no, nah.
Watching TV, like, nah, we bouncing this out.
It's a waste. I was only an hour, 60 minutes at most. You know, it ain't gotta be 60 minutes. Have a power 30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you gotta start somewhere. Like,
yeah, that's
when you're committed to what you're doing, if you're committed to your writing, and it's the same way. Like if somebody trains for a triathlon, like they get up, they train, they go outside, they run, they jump, whatever they can do. I don't do all of that stuff, but you understand what I'm saying? Like they go and they work out, and you gotta work your brain out. Like people do Sudokus or crossword puzzles, or I love like regular puzzles. That helps me to focus too. Like just being able to connect pieces together. That's and that's another thing that I do during my power hour. I'm like, okay, let me do my puzzle. Cause then I can do it in silence. And I feel like, again, like going back to meditation, like just having that silence and having something to really focus my brain. Okay, like how does this piece work with this piece? That helps me to go back to my writing and say like, okay, how does this paragraph gonna go to the next paragraph? Like it's all in the same category for me.
No, that's super powerful right there. Yeah. It's having those things that you know sparks your creativity, and that's like my dad. My dad would do like, you know, growing up, I would watch my dad do like 5 things at once sometimes. But it was like his little zone. Like it was the same zone of different things. So he'll have the weights in the living room. He'll be like, I could be in the living room playing a video game. It'll have like a movie recording in the back in his bedroom. Like he'll be watching a movie back there, like have it on like recording or something like that. So he'll just bounce between those set of things. So like he'll come in, he'll hit the weights, talk to me, you know, comment on the video game, watch play the game. Maybe go back to his room, check up on that movie, this and that. Maybe he might have the football game on another TV or something. And he'll just be and maybe he might be in the kitchen like cooking something. Like he'll just bounce between those like 4 different things. And I'm like, that's his zone. Like it's like that's what sparks his creativity doing those things. And like, because even if you realize you're not like, sometimes I get squirrel brain. Like I'll be focused on this. Even if it's just like the 4 same things that are leading back to writing, then, you know, that's why I believe everybody deserves I'll say man cave, you know, because I'm a man, but like, you know, even, I know what you call it for a woman, like what a little, you know, a spot, just need a spot where they can go and just be them, you know?
Yeah. And nobody comes and has a lot of plants.
That'd be nice.
Fresh air. A lot of plants. my little yoga pillow. Yes, or yeah, I'm just like you said, hone in on my skills and everything like that.
I'll definitely want a meditation room, like specifically for meditation. It'll probably be filled with like lots of plants.
Lots of plants.
Just
I feel
good.
like I have a glass ceiling, right? So just sunlight comes in. Only sunlight, no dark ever in that room.
No dark ever. I like it. But like, yeah, like in my man cave or whatever, like I need a place where I can play video games or, watch TV, maybe hit the dumbbells every once in a while. He used to say out of sight, out of mind. Like if he's like, man, if I take these weights here or put these weights here, I'm not going to touch them. And so, and just having those things that, yeah, like I said, just sparks that creativity so you can write. Why don't you have to find whatever that is for you. It's going to be different for every person, but once you find out what that is, you make this process simple to get into those ideas or, do that power hour. Then like you would never.
Notebook. Because if you carry a notebook with you as a writer, you will, like, I feel like you said, we have like at the low end, we have like 6,000 thoughts a day. A couple thousand of those thoughts are worth me like writing it down in my book, because I know that it's going to spark something later on when I'm writing.
Yeah.
So I just write all day.
Because the thing is, it only takes one thought to change your life. You know what I mean? It takes one single thought to change your life. And depending on where you get that thought from, whether it's from a book, whether it's from a video, whether it's something you just elaborated from watching a book and a video, like that thought could change your whole life. And I kind of feel like that's what happened to me when I started reading and when I started writing. Like, oh shit, this is the thing that, and like once you learn that, you will never look at life the same way you looked at it before, because you know too much, or you at least have the idea like, nah, this is possible. This way is possible. I don't have to do it that way. And gotta have a way of generating ideas. Yeah.
Shabizzle.
Shibang bang. Well, you got anything else you want to say? For the good people out there?
I mean, we don't want to overwhelm people. Like, let them get the little bits and pieces that we can be a part of people's power hour.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Look at you. See? That's a thought. That's an idea. That's boom, fire. You know what I'm saying? People sleep.
People though, like, they said
Oh, yeah.
sleep, but they about to like, this is the first allowing the good information into your subconscious, having a power hour to help you filter those thoughts. Mm-hmm. Right? Like a focused hour of your time to just say, like, this is how I'm going to refocus, calibrate, decompress, and get back in the game.
Makes you feel nice. The power hour makes you feel nice. And that's why I call it a power hour, because it makes you feel nice. Because ideally, I'll say this last thing and then we can close it out. Why I call it a power hour, actually. So in college, they used to do this thing called a power hour, which is like, I think you have to drink a whole beer like every 10 minutes or something like that, or you have to finish your beer within like 10 minutes the time frame. And then you might be like, or maybe it's like drinking a beer and taking a shot every hour or something along those lines. Whatever it was, I can't remember. It was so long ago. Not that long ago, but long enough. And I just remember when I did that.
You're an old man?
Maybe. I just plugged the gray out of my beer earlier, so whatever. I ain't ashamed. I'm not ashamed. It is what it is. But so I just remember the first time I did one of those, though, I felt super nice. I wasn't like overly drunk. I wasn't like oh, I was just at a nice level and I was able to coast the rest of the night and end up having a really great night. And I was like, my goal is to feel nice when I'm getting ready to write. So I'm going to have these power hours so I feel nice. And boom.
This is how I know you're old now, because you went from alcohol to Jeopardy. Alcohol to Jeopardy, people. Look at him now. His mom is
I'm not promoting drinking anything, you know. I'm just saying where it came from.
Overnight. It's just like shot to Jeopardy. I'm proud of you. I really am.
Oh yeah, me too. This is good. You want to give out like your IGs or anything like that? You want to plug yourself?
On my IG.
Yeah, plug your IG. Just plug your social medias. You know what I'm saying? Plug yourself.
That's my name though. Diamond SKY. Oh.
You're not allowed to say it. Spell it, people.
EMND SKY.
Well, go follow. You can follow me at Wealthy Delivery.
Wealthy Delivery.
Also, if you are interested in creating any future assets for your children using books, I made this little 10-minute video on how you can do it if you just go to wealthydelivery.com and check it out. So that's what it's all about, helping writers out.
Wealthy Delivery.
Ding!
You gotta make a
little bell hop. We're good on that. Maybe once we're deeply in production, we got some stuff flowing, we can add. But no, this is dope. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next episode.